Good afternoon, San Benancio.
We are very excited to be showing you our last weekly broadcast before the break.
This means Thanksgiving break is almost here. School off, having time to give thanks to others for everything they've done for you.
No! The turkeys are gonna die!
Pull yourself together, Marcus.
Pull myself together? Do you even know how many turkeys are killed on Thanksgiving Day? And it's California that consumes the most.
Hey, don't be yelling at me about this. I'm a vegetarian.
Then you still take milk from the precious cows?
Okay, let's just take it with the news of the day.
But my rant is not over. What about chickens, pigs, and...
Hello everyone, and welcome to the news of the day.
Guess what? We're not going to talk about the election. Yay!
But
What?
the next line quite literally is about the election.
Fine. Go ahead.
While most of the results have been finalized in last week's election, there is still some suspense as to who won some of the races around the country.
Oh, really?
Yes, in Florida, the difference between the two Senate candidates is 0.15 percentage points.
So, there's going to be a hand recount of all the ballots. Also, here in California, some of the races have not been called because this state takes forever to count the ballots.
Anyway, in other news, this last Sunday was the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War.
Known as Armistice Day, or Remembrance Day around the world, or Veterans Day in this country, November 11th, 1918 was when the guns fell silent at the end of the Great War.
To honor the sacrifice of those that fought in the war, world leaders were in France where the war ended.
The leaders of Germany and France even embraced, showing that the two countries have come a long way in the last 100 years.
Also, closer to home, there have been horrible wildfires in both northern and southern California.
The fires have been absolutely devastating. In the Camp Fire in Northern California, 42 people have lost their lives, making it the deadliest fire in California history. If you want to help those that have lost so much, please give to the American Red Cross.
Hopefully there's a change in the weather, and soon, to help firefighters get an upper hand against the fires.
Anyway, let's now send it to Tristan with the popular games segment.
It's me, Tristan, with Popular Games. A game that has been around since 2012 is now being added to Switch, Diablo 3. I've been playing it on my Xbox One and it is awesome. Diablo 3 is a role-playing game where you fight and kill demons to gain loot. You can also gain loot by buying gear from villagers and finding random chests. You can either be a necromancer, a monk, a barbarian, a wizard, a crusader, a demon hunter, or a witch doctor. Also, you can have your character either be a male or female. Each character has special abilities. You could fight from a distance as a wizard, or get up close melee combat as a barbarian. The only downfall is the mature rating. It is rated M for those that are 17 and older. Well, that's it for the popular games. Let's send it back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Tristan. That was great. So what else do we have?
Well, tomorrow is the 121st big game between the University of California and Stanford University. The game will be in Berkeley this year.
Both teams are currently 6-4 on the season and are looking for a big win in the big game.
Go Bears!
Go Bears indeed.
Anyway, let's move on to the weather.
We have rain in the forecast. While it should be dry over the weekend, we are expecting rain starting Wednesday.
The rain is expected to last through Thanksgiving, and even into the next week.
So stay dry.
Well, that's all we have for you today. Now back to Emily and Marcus.
Thanks a lot, you guys. That was extremely interesting.
But I am a little annoyed that they promised no politics and then immediately started talking about politics.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's now send it to Ryan with countries around the world.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Countries Around the World. My name is Ryan, and today we are going to be talking about the United Kingdom. Located off the coast of Europe, the United Kingdom makes up the entire island of Great Britain and roughly a sixth of the island of Ireland. The United Kingdom is made up of 4 constituent countries, just like the United States is made up of 50 states. The 4 countries of the United Kingdom are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So, just because I want to confuse you, England and Britain are not the same thing. England is on the island of Great Britain, but that island also contains the countries of Scotland and Wales. The United Kingdom consists of the entire island of Great Britain, but also part of Ireland as well, and that part is known as Northern Ireland. Original, I know. Anyway, during the 1800s, the United Kingdom built up the largest empire the world had ever seen, and even though the empire is no more, one of the lasting impacts of the empire is that English is the most commonly spoken language and learned language around the entire world. Today, the United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy with an elected parliament. The current queen, in her 67th year on the throne, is Elizabeth II. She is the longest reigning monarch in British history. Theresa May is the current Prime Minister of the United Kingdom and the leader of the Conservative Party. Oh, and one more thing. Go Bears! Beat Stanford!
Thanks, Ryan. But I have a feeling Mr. Hogan wrote most of that information.
Why do you think that?
Because he has a weird obsession with the UK.
Oh, right. I forgot how weird he can be.
Let's now send it to Mr. Carnazzo with our weekly update.
All right, hello, Sam Benancio. Mr. Carnazzo here with your weekly update. Thank you, Constitution Project students, ASB students, and girls volleyball teams for coming and being honored at the board meeting on Wednesday. The board really appreciates your efforts this year. You will be receiving your report card today in about 30 minutes. Please report back to your homeroom teacher at 3:05, and he or she will pass them out before the dismissal bell. I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving with your families and a restful break. I will see you all on Monday, November 26th. Thanks.
So, Marcus, what did we learn?
Don't call your teacher weird when they control whether or not you get airtime.
That's right. Anyway, just a reminder for all students that we have all of next week off for Thanksgiving.
And report cards are going home today, so please remember to have your parents sign the envelope.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
I hope you have a great week off, and
Go Bears!
Beat Stanford!
Ball comes loose and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have scored, but the bands are out on the field. The Bears! The Bears have won! The Bears have won! Oh my God! The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California has won the big game over Stanford. Oh, excuse me for my voice, but I have never seen anything like it in the history of I've ever seen any game in my life. The Bears have won it. There will be no extra point.